The streets of Texas were about to witness something nobody saw coming. Lil Tim, known for his unpredictable moves and fearless energy, found himself face-to-face with members of O-Block, one of Chicago's most notorious crews. Fans have been talking for weeks, but no one expected the encounter to go down like this. Word on the streets is that tensions were high, egos were massive, and any wrong move could ignite a full-blown confrontation. Cameras captured every second, and social media instantly exploded with speculation, memes, and heated reactions. Eyewitnesses say Lil Tim didn't hesitate. He held his ground, walking right into a situation most would run from. On the other side, the O-Block members were equally unshaken, representing the legacy of Chicago's toughest streets. Every nod, every glance, every step carried weight, as both sides measured each other in real time. Fans watching the clip couldn't believe what they were seeing. This was the kind of raw, unscripted drama that fuels the internet and keeps the streets talking. But it wasn't just about confrontation. This meeting exposed the complex relationships, rivalries, and respect codes that exist behind the scenes. One slip, one word, and the fallout could go viral in seconds. Social media is already buzzing, with debates about who came out on top, who disrespected who, and what this encounter means for future street dynamics. Strap in, because this isn't just a run-in, it's a clash of reputations, power, and respect, and the streets of Texas will never be the same again. The streets were buzzing long before Lil Tim even stepped foot in Texas. Word had gotten out that the Chicago rapper, known for his fearless energy and unpredictable antics, was in town, and people knew it wouldn't be just another casual visit. Texas, for all its vastness, suddenly felt smaller as whispers of a potential showdown between Lil Tim and O-Block members spread like wildfire. Social media lit up instantly, fans speculating, insiders leaking snippets, and street bloggers posting every minor sighting as if it were breaking news. It was clear, this wasn't going to be ordinary. Lil Tim arrived with his crew, eyes sharp, movements calculated, but his presence alone was enough to draw attention. People in the streets stopped, stared, and pulled out their phones. The tension was palpable. O-Block members, led by Memo600, were already aware of Tim's arrival. Some say it was a coincidence. Others claim it was planned. Either way, the stage was set. Both sides knew this wasn't just about bragging rights. It was about respect, reputation, and street legacy. Inside the venue where the encounter went down, every second counted. Lil Tim wasn't walking in blind. He was aware of the risks. O-Block members, on the other hand, weren't about to let an outsider disrespect their turf. The energy was thick with anticipation. Fans watching live streams could feel the tension through the screen. Every glance, every step, and every nod carried meaning. The streets had their own language, and tonight it was being spoken fluently. As Lil Tim entered the area, his eyes scanned the crowd. He didn't flinch, didn't back down. His crew flanked him, ready for whatever could unfold. Across from him, Memo600 and his allies were equally poised, sizing him up, making silent calculations about how this encounter might play out. For those not familiar, O-Block isn't just a name. It's a reputation built over years, a symbol of loyalty, power, and street dominance. Anyone stepping into their world had to tread carefully. The first moments were subtle but significant. There were no words yet, just stares, slight shifts in posture, and a constant evaluation of intentions. Lil Tim's presence alone was a statement. He wasn't here to back down, and he wasn't here to escalate unless provoked. The O-Block members, accustomed to navigating these high-pressure encounters, mirrored the same energy. Social media exploded with clips of the initial face-off, each second dissected by fans debating who held the upper hand. As the minutes passed, the energy escalated. Small exchanges of words began, sharp but calculated, each one testing boundaries without crossing them. Observers noted the tension in the air. You could almost feel it like electricity. Lil Tim's charisma, confidence, and fearless approach drew attention, but it was the calculated restraint of Memo600 and his team that kept the situation from spiraling out of control. For a moment, it seemed like the encounter might de-escalate, but everyone knew it was only a matter of time before the stakes rose. The crowd played a critical role. Every observer became a participant in this unfolding street drama. Whispers, murmurs, and subtle gestures amplified the intensity. People recording on their phones captured every angle, ready to post and share instantly. Street bloggers, always hunting for viral moments, called this the clash of the year, while online forums exploded with speculation about what would happen next. The anticipation wasn't just about confrontation, it was about legacy. Lil Tim stepping into Texas against O-Block members carried symbolic weight, and both sides knew it. Then came the first real exchange, words spoken just loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Lil Tim, confident and unyielding, addressed Memo600 directly, challenging the narrative that outsiders couldn't step into O-Block territory without consequence. Memo600 responded with equal force, reinforcing the idea that respect was earned and territory wasn't up for debate. The verbal chess match was intense, each line loaded with meaning. Social media captured it live, creating instant memes, hot takes, and reactions from fans nationwide. But beyond the words, there was a subtle game of strategy. Both sides tested each other's reactions, body language, tone, and eye contact, all conveying more than words could. Lil Tim's crew stayed close, hands visible but calm, ready to intervene if necessary. Memo600's allies mirrored the same readiness, signaling that while this encounter could remain verbal, it was not without stakes. The tension in the air was almost tangible, a mix of anticipation, respect, and underlying threat. Observers noted that the encounter wasn't just about ego, it was about street politics, alliances, and long-standing reputations. Lil Tim wasn't just challenging Memo600, he was stepping into the larger narrative of Chicago and Texas rap street dynamics. O-Block, representing one of the most influential crews in Chicago, had to maintain their image, their credibility, and their authority. The pressure wasn't just immediate, it was historical. One misstep could have implications that lasted for years. As the crowd shifted, whispered warnings and advice circulated. Fans advised Lil Tim to be careful, but many admired his fearlessness. Online, the encounter was dissected in real time, threads analyzing posture, facial expressions, and micro-reactions. Every second was scrutinized. Even commentators who weren't from Chicago or Texas recognized the magnitude of what was unfolding. Lil Tim had entered a realm where every move was scrutinized, every word dissected, and every reaction magnified. Minutes turned into tension-filled hours. While no physical confrontation occurred, the intensity never wavered. Lil Tim's strategic confidence and Memo600's calculated authority created a dramatic equilibrium, one that captivated every observer. Fans who witnessed the live feeds were left in awe, some cheering for Tim's courage, others rooting for Memo600's defense of his crew. The encounter had transcended a simple street clash. It had become a narrative, a story that would dominate forums, social media, and local news for days to come. By the end of the night, the encounter concluded without violence, but the stakes had been unmistakably set. Lil Tim proved he wasn't afraid to step into O-Block territory, and Memo600 reinforced his crew's dominance. Social media erupted with commentary, debates, and viral clips, ensuring the story wouldn't fade anytime soon. Analysts, street bloggers, and fans agreed. This wasn't just a run-in, it was a defining moment in street rap history, a collision of reputations that highlighted the power of fearlessness, respect, and calculated risk. Ultimately, what happened in Texas that night wasn't just about Lil Tim versus O-Block. It was about legacy, influence, and the dynamics that drive street culture. Every glance, every word, and every micro-movement told a story of power, strategy, and survival in a world where respect is earned and nothing is given. Fans would be talking about this encounter for months, dissecting every second and replaying clips as if studying a masterclass in street diplomacy. As night turned into early morning, the streets gradually returned to normal, but the echoes of what happened lingered. Lil Tim's presence in Texas had left an indelible mark. Memo600's authority had been reaffirmed, and the fans had been given a spectacle that blurred the lines between reality, street politics, and social media drama. In the end, this encounter would serve as a benchmark for all future interactions between Texas crews and visiting Chicago artists, proof that timing, courage, and respect dictate the rules in a world where every move counts. The night air in Texas was still thick with tension, but word of the Lil Tim and O'Block encounter spread like wildfire. Social media was ablaze, with clips circulating in minutes, each frame analyzed, debated, and memed. Fans and street bloggers alike were dissecting every glance, every nod, every subtle movement, creating a narrative that was growing faster than either side could anticipate. Lil Tim's boldness was being praised, and Memo600's calm yet authoritative handling of the situation was earning him respect. But one thing was clear: this was far from over. As the crowd began to thin, whispers of a follow-up meetup started circulating. Sources suggested that Lil Tim and his crew weren't done, and O'Block members were already strategizing their next moves. Everyone in the area understood the unspoken code. Respect had been challenged, and even without a fight, the scales had shifted. Lil Tim had made a statement simply by showing up, but Memo600 had ensured that O'Block's authority remained intact. The delicate balance between confrontation and escalation was razor-thin. Fans online were relentless. Clips went viral almost instantly, trending across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Some focused on Lil Tim's confidence, pointing out how unshaken he was despite facing one of the most notorious crews in Chicago. Others praised Memo600's calmness, emphasizing that true power isn't just in confrontation but in control. Street forums debated whether this encounter was a warning, a challenge, or just a demonstration of presence. The speculation alone amplified the drama tenfold. By now, both crews were aware that public perception mattered as much as street respect. Lil Tim's crew discussed every moment of the encounter, analyzing body language, tone, and reactions. They weren't just celebrating that their leader had held his ground, they were studying the dynamics for future encounters. Every glance from Memo600, every subtle gesture, was a lesson in strategy, influence, and survival. Similarly, O'Block members debriefed, emphasizing the importance of maintaining composure. Memo600 reportedly told his allies, "Don't let him see fear. Respect is earned, and tonight proves who runs this." Meanwhile, the media coverage added another layer of complexity. Bloggers, YouTubers, and street reporters were framing the encounter in sensational terms. Headlines screamed about potential clashes, viral moments, and the tension between Texas and Chicago crews. Even mainstream outlets picked up snippets, highlighting how social media magnified what was already an intense, real-life drama. The story wasn't just a street rumor anymore, it was a national talking point, blending music, street politics, and viral content into one explosive narrative. Inside Texas, Lil Tim reflected on the encounter. Sources close to him say he wasn't intimidated. If anything, the event reaffirmed his reputation for fearlessness. But he also knew that escalation could be dangerous. Texas wasn't his turf, and O'Block's influence wasn't to be underestimated. The careful balance between respect and caution became the central strategy for his crew. They didn't want unnecessary conflict, but they also weren't going to appear weak. The streets respect confidence, but they demand results, and Lil Tim understood that completely. On the O'Block side, Memo600 reportedly shared a private message with his inner circle, warning that outsiders testing their boundaries must always be reminded of the consequences. This wasn't about a single encounter, it was about reputation, influence, and maintaining a legacy. Every move would be analyzed, every reaction remembered. Memo600's handling of the situation was praised by veteran street reporters, who said that his calm and strategic response ensured that O'Block's dominance remained unquestioned. As the hours passed, smaller interactions began. Fans, influencers, and local observers posted clips of casual exchanges, smiles, and handshakes, but everyone knew the tension lingered underneath. The spectacle wasn't just about confrontation, it was about power dynamics, respect, and legacy. Every word exchanged, Every stance taken had layers of meaning. And in the era of social media, nothing stays private. Within minutes, these clips were dissected, debated, and uploaded to platforms worldwide, creating a ripple effect that neither crew could control entirely. Analysts watching from outside the streets commented on how this encounter was emblematic of modern rap culture. It wasn't just about lyrics or music, it was about street credibility, viral moments, and public perception. The Lil Tim vs. O-Block situation illustrated that today's hip-hop battles aren't limited to tracks or diss records. They happen in real life, on the streets, and online simultaneously. Fans everywhere debated who won the encounter, but the truth was subtler. Both sides had gained respect, and both sides had reminded the world that they were forces to be reckoned with. As the night progressed, rumors of a potential follow-up event began circulating. Some claimed there would be another face-off, while others suggested Lil Tim might attempt a collab or a meetup with certain O-Block members to ease tensions. These rumors, whether true or not, fueled online discussion even further. Fans began making predictions, memes were created, and commentators debated every possible scenario. The encounter had evolved from a real-life event into a viral phenomenon, influencing discussions in the rap community across the country. Back on the streets, smaller crews and affiliates started picking sides, subtly signaling their loyalties through gestures, social media posts, and cryptic messages. The encounter had a ripple effect, influencing alliances, rivalries, and perceptions far beyond Texas. Lil Tim's crew grew more confident, while O-Block's leadership reinforced their authority, ensuring their reputation remained intact. Both sides understood that respect in the streets is a constant negotiation, and tonight had been a masterclass in managing tension without unnecessary violence. Even as things seemed to calm, the aftershocks were still evident. Clips of the encounter had millions of views within hours. Fans debated minute details, who held eye contact longer, who stood their ground, and how body language revealed intentions. Online, the story evolved into a multi-layered narrative. Fearlessness, strategy, respect, and social media virality all intertwined. Globally, the story has taken on a life of its own. Denmark continues to assert Greenland's sovereignty, while simultaneously exploring ways to capitalize on U.S. interest without compromising autonomy. In Europe, leaders are openly debating whether the U.S. approach violates diplomatic norms or sets a dangerous precedent for unilateral action. NATO analysts warn that the Greenland discussions could reshape alliances, forcing countries to reconsider their Arctic strategies and military postures. Russia, closely monitoring the situation, has reportedly increased Arctic patrols, while China has voiced concern over any unilateral control by a Western power over strategic Arctic territory. The economic dimension is equally dramatic. Greenland is estimated to hold billions in untapped rare earth minerals, along with oil and natural gas reserves crucial for global industries. Analysts predict that U.S. influence over these resources could significantly shift global trade balances, reduce reliance on foreign suppliers, and give America a competitive advantage in critical technologies like electronics, renewable energy, and defense systems. Vance reportedly emphasized this during White House meetings, arguing that the economic leverage alone would justify a bold approach, even if it sparked controversy. But it's not just economics or geopolitics that make this situation volatile. Social media, news outlets, and influencers have amplified every leak, rumor, and statement, creating a global spectacle. Hashtags like #TrumpGreenland, #ArcticTakeover, and #White House Strategy continue to trend, with millions of people weighing in. Memes portraying Trump literally buying Greenland have gone viral, while serious analysis videos debate the ethical and legal ramifications of the plan. This media storm is both a tool and a threat. It puts pressure on Denmark and international actors, but it also forces the White House to operate under constant public scrutiny, where any misstep could ignite political backlash. Inside the U.S., the political landscape is equally heated. Democrats accuse Trump of recklessness, warning that any attempt to assert control over Greenland without congressional approval could violate both domestic law and international treaties. Republicans are divided. Some see the plan as a bold assertion of American power and strategic foresight, while others fear the potential diplomatic fallout and negative media coverage could outweigh any gains. Congressional hearings are reportedly being scheduled to examine the legality of any U.S. action in Greenland, heightening the drama and increasing public attention. Meanwhile, military strategists emphasize the strategic importance of Greenland's Thule Air Base. Expansion of U.S. influence on the island could allow for unprecedented monitoring of Arctic routes, missile defense coverage, and early warning capabilities. The base is already a linchpin in U.S. defense strategy, and insiders suggest that gaining greater access could shift the balance of power in the Arctic, providing the U.S. with an unmatched advantage over rivals. However, experts caution that any misstep could provoke a military response from Russia or escalate tensions with NATO allies, adding a layer of risk that cannot be ignored. Behind the scenes, Rubio and Vance have reportedly been pursuing a two-pronged strategy: public diplomacy that frames U.S. interest as mutually beneficial, and private negotiations with Greenlandic and Danish leaders to secure agreements quietly. This dual approach reflects a deep understanding of geopolitics. Public pressure can create leverage, but private diplomacy is essential to avoid a full-blown crisis. Leaks from sources suggest that infrastructure investment, trade deals, and economic incentives are all on the table, but sovereignty remains a non-negotiable concern for Denmark. Internationally, the ripple effects are enormous. Analysts warn that this initiative could inspire other nations to pursue similar aggressive Arctic policies, potentially triggering a new era of competition for resources, shipping routes, and strategic positioning. Climate change is opening previously inaccessible Arctic regions, making the stakes even higher. The Greenland talks have, in effect, become a test case for how nations assert influence in the rapidly evolving Arctic theater. As the world watches, the U.S. strategy continues to unfold. Trump's team has reportedly considered multiple contingencies, from friendly negotiations to leveraging trade and investment as bargaining tools. Every statement from Trump, Rubio, or Vance is dissected for hidden meaning, signaling, and intent. International media outlets are closely monitoring developments, while social media ensures that no angle goes unnoticed. Public fascination with the story has turned the Greenland initiative into a real-time geopolitical drama, combining elements of politics, economics, military strategy, and media spectacle. What happens next is uncertain. Greenlandic leaders remain cautious, Europe is engaged diplomatically, and military planners are watching for any signs of escalation. Meanwhile, inside the White House, every meeting, memo, and strategy session is scrutinized for impact and perception. Some insiders believe the plan could succeed, creating a historic expansion of U.S. influence in the Arctic. Others warn that missteps could spark international backlash, damage alliances, and diminish American credibility. Regardless of the outcome, the Greenland takeover talks have already left a mark. They illustrate the power of bold political moves, the importance of Arctic strategy, and the complex interplay of diplomacy, military planning, and media in shaping global events. Whether this initiative results in a historic achievement or a cautionary tale, it has proven one thing: in international politics, ambition, strategy, and drama are inseparable. In the coming months, all eyes will remain on Greenland, Denmark, and the White House. Each statement, tweet, and leak could shift public perception and influence diplomatic negotiations. The world is witnessing an unprecedented high-stakes game of strategy, where the consequences of every move could ripple across continents. Trump, Rubio, and Vance have set the stage for a geopolitical drama unlike anything seen in recent history, making Greenland a focal point of international attention, speculation, and intrigue. For now, the drama continues. Analysts, media outlets, and global leaders remain on high alert, waiting to see whether the U.S. will secure influence over Greenland, face resistance, or navigate a path that balances ambition with diplomacy. One thing is certain: the Greenland saga has already redefined how the world views American strategy, Arctic geopolitics, and the role of bold leadership in shaping international affairs.